Good evening. I call the December 3rd, 2024 City Council meeting to order. Please stand. Bow your heads for a moment of silence. Thank you. Councilor Carolian, lead us in the pledge, please.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. You may be seated. Madam Clerk, a roll call, please.
Councilor Credo.
Present.
Councilor Dejevois.
Present.
Councilor Horn.
Yes.
Councilor Fitzpatrick.
Present.
Councilor Fontenot.
Present.
Councilor Herman.
Present.
Councilor Carolian has been excused. Councilor Richardson.
Carolian.
Madam Clerk, I'm here. Present.
We'll try that again. Councilor Richardson.
Present.
Councilor Sullivan has been excused. Councilor Turner.
Present.
Councilor Walker.
Present.
Deputy Mayor Hammond.
Present.
Mayor Callahan.
Present, thank you. Without any objection, accept the minutes from the regular council meeting on November 12th.
So move. Second.
Any discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor say
Hold
aye.
on, I have a discussion point.
Okay.
I'd like to make an amendment to the attendance on the minutes. City clerk knows the attendance that needs to be changed. One counselor was present, one, and vice versa for another one.
And Councilor Terrence was not here either, so I will make that correction.
So I would like to make a motion that we accept the minutes as amended.
As amended. Is there a second?
Second.
Thank you. Any discussion? I'll slow down. Hearing none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? The ayes carry. Communications from the city manager.
Thank you, Your Honor. I have 4 items for you this evening in my report. First, I'm going to talk about car seats. Some of you may be familiar with Rochester's car seat technician program through our fire department, which has been very successful and now continues to grow. A recent class was held with a 100% pass rate locally, and now the Rochester's Fire Department has 5 car seat technicians. And thanks to participation from other local groups in that training recently, we now have 10 technicians total in the city of Rochester. If you know someone in Rochester in need of this service, please have them call 603-330-7160, and they can schedule an appointment. The Willand Warming Center was activated for the first time this season over the weekend and will continue to activate each night this week through Wednesday, December 4th. As of this morning, Thursday did not meet the requirements for activation, but conditions continue to be monitored, and if it is activated, that will be posted accordingly with those guidelines. Doors open at 4 p.m. in an activation and close the following morning at 9 a.m., and transportation is in place as planned in Rochester, Dover, and Somersworth for the Willand. Today, a press release and website posting went out that the December 2024 final property tax bills will be mailed later than usual due to the citywide property revaluation process. The final property valuation form will be submitted to the New Hampshire Department of Revenue Administration, or New Hampshire DRA, as we call it, during the week of December 9th. Following this, the DRA is expected to set the final tax rate during the week of December 16th. As a result, property tax bills are tentatively scheduled to be mailed after Christmas between December 27th and December 31st. And as always, bills will be due 30 days from the mailing date. Additional updates will be provided as they become available and posted on our website and on the Post as well. And finally, I wanted to announce that the city has just acquired a new app for staff to utilize as part of our accessibility efforts and for providing greater services to our residents and customers. And this app is called Convey 911. Convey 911, or Convey Connect, is a language translation, interpretation service, and communications tool. It has a network of 22,000 human interpreters and may be accessed both over the phone or through video chat. The service currently supports over 100 languages, and the average connection time is 10 seconds for users. Our leadership team is now working to launch this tool in our customer-facing departments, and many thanks go to Deputy CAO Conley, the Police Department, and IT for their efforts in bringing this forward for our staff and residents. Thank you.
Terrific, that's a great report. Communications from the mayor. You can see the decorations are up downtown. The tree lighting will be at 5:30 this Friday, and the parade will be, the Christmas parade will be Sunday, starting at 4 p.m. The Spalding High School Triangle. I want to thank the Public Works staff for doing the great job of the decorations downtown, and also Public Works staff for putting up the light and the flagpole down there in the old Stratford Square area where that circle is. That flagpole and flag are huge, and they look great. So great work. Okay, moving on here. There's no presentations, correspondence, nominations, appointments, resignations, elections. Resignation of Kimberly Adams, Historic District Commission.
Make a motion that we accept with regret.
Second.
Any discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed? The ayes carry. Okay, committee reports. I'll turn it over to you, Councilor Walker. Appointments Committee, you got a
All right, we got
list of
11.
10 of them.
And what I'll do is they all pass unanimously through the appointments committee. They're all reappointments. I will name them, their committee and their term, and then at the end, we'll do one vote for all, okay? First one is Matthew Winders, regular member, trustee of the trust fund, seat D, term to expire 1/2/2027. Second one, reappointment of Kristen Ebbison, regular member, Arts and Culture Commission, seat D, term to expire 7/1/2026. Another reappointment, Nicole Lee, regular member, Arts and Culture Commission, seat E, term to expire 7/1/2027. Next, we have Bruce Jolin, regular member, Library Trustees, Ward 6, term to expire 1/2/2028. Another one, we got Planning Board member, Robert May, regular member, seat C, term to expire 1/2/2028. Reappointment of Allison Burridge, alternate Planning Board member, seat K, term to expire 1/2/28. Another Planning Board member, James Hayden, regular member, seat D, term to expire 1/2/2028. James Connor, regular member, Historic District Commission, seat D, term to expire 1/2/28. James Connor again, regular member, Planning Board, CBA, term, seat C, term to expire 1/2/28. And that's all of them.
Thank you, and I concur with all those reappointments.
I make a motion that we nominations cease and that city clerk cast one ballot for all 11 positions.
Second.
Any discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Ayes carry.
That's all I got.
Thank you, Appointments Committee, busy November meeting.
Yes.
Okay. Councilor DeJavois.
Thank you, Your Honor. So we have two, both are just updates to the rules of order. The first is Section 4.18, Public Safety Committee. The language is in the packet. So I would move that we adopt.
Councilor Fidel.
Yeah, one thing on that, I'd like to make an amendment in the second paragraph. Committee shall be open for residents to bring any public safety issues relating to police department, fire department. It was suggested that we add EMS to that. So with no objection, I would like to amend that paragraph to add EMS.
I'll second that.
Great. Okay. Now we vote on the amendment.
first.
Okay. So right now we'll so we have a second, so we'll vote on the amended amendment. All those in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed? Ayes carry. Now we vote on the recommendations as amended. All those in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed? Ayes carry. Again, I may not have stated, this is Code and Ordinances Committee. I think Councilor DeJoy is the chair.
So the next one is an update to the Community Development Committee, Section 4.19. And I probably should have stated at the outset that the idea here is to standardize the language that you use for all the definitions of the committees. So there is Before I move on this, I will say that I think we should add the word "the" to the beginning of the paragraph here so that it reads "the Community Development Committee." I'm not sure if that requires a motion. It's, okay. All right, well then I will move that we adopt.
Second.
Any discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed? The ayes carry. All right, moving on. Yes.
Is that the end of the rules of order, so we can pass the whole rules of order?
Counselor DeJavois?
Yes, as I understand it, those are the last two that we were waiting for.
So do we have, can we pass that? Yes.
Just a point of order here. On 10.2.2, I'm seeing committee recommendations, but I'm seeing it read Economic Development Committee, not Community Development Committee.
The typo.
Yeah. That's just in the title, though?
In
In the agenda title?
just in the agenda.
Yeah.
On the
Just on
agenda
the
title.
agenda.
It's community development under the proposed new language.
Thank you.
But if they're all finished, I think we can accept the rules of order now?
Can we vote on that today?
You just need a two-thirds vote to add it to the agenda.
Okay. Would you like it added to the agenda?
I'd like a motion that we add the acceptance of the rules of order to the agenda.
Second.
Okay. Discussion. Okay, we need a two-thirds vote, so we'll do this by roll call.
Counselor DeJavois?
Yes.
Counselor Fitzpatrick?
Yes.
Counselor Horn?
Yes.
Counselor Walker?
Yes.
Counselor Herman?
Yes.
Counselor Fontenot?
Yes,
Counselor Turner?
Yes.
Counselor Credo?
Yes.
Counselor Richardson?
Yes.
Counselor Hammond?
Yes.
Counselor Carolian?
Yes.
Mayor Callahan?
Yes, the motion carries. Now we'll go ahead and
Make a motion that we accept the rules of order.
Second.
Any discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed? The ayes carry. Thank you, Counselor Walker. Okay, over to Finance Committee. 10.3.1, amendment to Chapter 260-33 of the General Ordinances relative to water rates and fee schedule, first reading, refer to public hearing. So we'll refer that to public hearing. 10.3.2, amendment to Chapter 260-34-B as a board of the General Ordinances, City of Rochester, relative to water fund service fees. First reading, refer to public hearing. 10.3.3, committee recommendation. Amendment to Chapter 200-33 of the General Ordinances, the City of Rochester, relative to the wastewater rates and fee schedule. First reading, refer to public hearing. 10.3.4, committee recommendation. Amendment to Chapter 200-33-B as a boy, K as in king, of the General Ordinances of the City of Rochester, relative to sewer fund service fees. First reading, refer to public hearing. And if this does pass, the language will be that it goes into effect on 3/1/25, which means those, if it does pass, those new bills will go out quarterly, so it would be in June of 2025. Is that correct, Mr. Sullivan?
Yes, that's correct.
Okay, thank you.
Mr. Mayor?
Yes.
It doesn't say in this that when the public hearing is that? the
We're going to, yeah, public hearing, thank you, will be 12/17.
Thank you.
Thanks. 10.3.5, resolution authorizing the project fund reallocation of ARPA funds, grant funds, of the amount of $43,856.33 to the Nancy Loud School Park project. Motion, looking for a motion to accept.
Motion to adopt.
Second.
Any discussion? Okay, hearing none, all those in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed? Ayes carry. Planning Board, Public Safety, Counselor Fontenot.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. We had one action item, and it is the committee is recommending we install two signs. It's actually on the Betts Road as you're approaching the intersection with Cross Road, so that there'll be two signs, one in each direction, that will say, "Cross traffic does not stop." Betts Road doesn't stop at that intersection. No, Betts Road does stop, Cross Road does not stop. And even though that intersection was completely rebuilt and realigned about a year and a half ago, I think there have been like 26 accidents there in that, since that time. So this was the recommendation from the committee to try to stop some of those accidents.
Is there a second?
Second.
Okay, any discussion? Just a quick discussion on that. Was there some input from Public Works? on that?
It was, yeah. Public Works actually made the recommendation of these signs
Okay,
to
great.
us, and the PD also was involved with it, so.
Good, thanks, thank you. Counselor Horn?
Yes, Mr. Mayor, just for information more than anything else, but the telephone pole that sits there is, the telephone pole that sits there as you come off of Bates Road, it's a blind spot. And if people look into the right, you cannot really see if there's a car there or not. All of a sudden, it's there. I don't know if there's anything the city can do about it, but it has come to my attention, and
Okay. Are you on public safety?
no.
Okay, so you got it right there. Will be
We'll
addressed.
bring that at the next meeting.
Thank you for bringing that up. Did it for public safety, anything?
That's it.
We have to vote on that.
Oh, I thought that's right.
I got a question.
Yes.
I'm assuming the sign meets the, is an approved sign.
Exactly,
All right,
yes.
it's not, okay.
We have a second. All those in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed? Ayes carry. Thank you. Okay, unfinished business. New business. Resolution granting community revitalization tax relief to the property located at 95 South Main Street under the provisions of RSA 79E in connection with a proposed rehabilitation project. This is first reading and refer to public hearing on 12/17/24. Okay. 13.2, resolution to amend the Community Development Block Grant, CDBG, entitlement funds for fiscal year 2025. First reading, refer to public hearing on 12/17/24. 13.3, resolution for supplemental appropriation for public buildings capital improvements utilizing Community Development Block Grant Job Loan Funds in the amount of $80,142. First reading, refer to public hearing on 12/17/24,
Be a busy meeting.
week before Christmas Eve. 13.4, temporary parking pass for parking lots at 60 Wakefield Street, consideration for approval. Is there a motion?
So moved.
Second.
Okay, discussion. Is there anything you want to add, Director Scala? Thank you for coming. Thank you for being here.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Mike Scala, Director of Economic Development. Yeah, what you see before you is, and I passed out earlier, was the application to provide for a temporary parking permit for 60 Wakefield, the new lot. At this point, we don't really have any parameters, restrictions on that lot that beyond the 24-hour ordinance that we have that you're not supposed to park in city lots for longer than 24 hours. What we're running into is some of the Union Street spaces or whatever, there's a confusion on when people can park, where they can park, how long they can park. So as part of the winter parking ban program and the permit program, because we don't have a permanent program yet because we still have to set up the parking commission to bring something to you for a permanent parking permit program to take care of these folks that do park during the day downtown or whatever. We've come up with this temporary program that would allow for during the week, during the weekends, whatever, longer parking times, but they would also double as a winter emergency parking pass. So these folks, we would work in conjunction with the PD to give out these passes. They'd be able to park there during the day for as long as they want. And then if there's a winter parking ban, the folks that have permits for off-street parking in our lots would also be able to park there. And we've had discussions with DPW on the best place to put these folks to permit for the most efficient snow removal. And what this will also allow us to do is to shut down the Union Street lot during a snow emergency to allow for quicker snow removal. Because right now, there's half the lot was used for off-street parking during parking bans, and it was kind of problematic sometimes when the guys get in there to clean it up. So this is going to have a large group of spaces available in the 60 Wakefield lot
for winter parking and for overnight parking or during the day parking for folks until we can establish a more permanent program, permit program, which would have permanent stickers. So this application that I gave you has the contact information because it's also important that we're able to contact these folks if they need to move their cars for snow removal. So this will allow us to do that, much like what the PD does now. So everyone would be getting like a little red sticker that would be displayed probably on their rear window or something that our parking enforcement officer could recognize. And they could tie that number to a particular registration in case we need to contact them, say, hey, listen, we're bringing in a payload or we're cleaning out that snow. You need to move your car to whatever lot. So, so this is just a temporary program. There's no fee attached to it. This is a service that we're providing to our downtown businesses, employees, residents. Yeah, so I just brought it here for your perusal.
Any questions, comments? Go ahead, Councilor Sutton.
So I had a, thank you, Mr. Mayor. I had a couple of questions about it because I didn't really see where it was explained real well. So currently, if I park in there, or if somebody parks in there, we're restricted to a time limit, 24 hours, or?
Yeah, we don't have the typical 2-hour time limit there yet.
Okay.
Because we
Just finished it.
so you can park there, and the only restriction is the ordinance that we have that you're not supposed to park in
Only
parking
24
lots for over 24 hours, yeah.
And is there a certain block of these spots that's going to be, this applies to?
There's 3 different blocks right in the middle of the parking lot.
So 50 spots, 50 of the 100 spots, is that what I?
It's something like that, yeah. So, and there's we're gonna fill them up in an orderly fashion, like the spots, the furthest spots, the block essentially in front of the building, but not along the edge. Those would fill first, then secondary. So all the cars would be kind of in the middle, and that would allow for snow storage to either side. That was what DPW
And these are
requested.
for anybody? Anybody can apply for this?
Yes.
So, and do we have any idea when, like how temporary, is there a plan for a more permanent parking plan coming?
Yeah, the Parking Commission, we're very close to putting out that notice to start taking in applications to go to the Appointments Committee for folks interested in being on the Parking Commission. Once we get that Parking Commission, then we'll have a body that can make recommendations to you to do more permanent parking strategy implementation.
So all of those questions alluded to this concern, that the city has spent, quite a lot of money leasing this parking lot, refurbishing this parking lot, and making it good parking for everybody downtown to use. And now it appears that we are going to issue these parking permits for free. We're going to lease these spots essentially for free, possibly to those new downtown residents that are living in the buildings that were built without enough parking, so to speak. So, and I don't want to pick out a building, but the Howard. So my concern is that, and I know, and I understand that eventually these people are going to lease spots from the city, but it's initially this is the impression that I think people are going to have, and it's going to look bad for us, is that we're spending a bunch of money to lease this parking lot, to give free parking to these people that are living in this expensive apartments that this developer is making a bunch of money off of. So why aren't they paying to lease these spots? That's I guess where I'm leading.
No, understandable. But where these are also snow emergency permits, which we don't charge for,
Yeah, no problem with that.
so it'll be open to anyone, not just folks at the Howard, because there's other cars that use the Union lot or use the lot in front of Lilac City Grill that during a snow emergency they couldn't use it, and then during the day they're limited to a 2-hour spot also. So I mean this is available to employees, and it's, when I say temporary, it's as soon as the parking commissioner gets established. I'm seeing one season One, probably early spring, we would get to the point where all of a sudden now we're leasing these out for whatever amount they come up with. So we will be charging. This is just a temporary thing because the parking permit, the parking strategy, we weren't able to get it implemented prior to the opening of some of these places. And so this is like a temporary fix until we get something a little more permanent. So,
Thank you for the clarification.
Thank you for the questions. More of a comment than anything. So we've taken, so the public understands, we've taken the parking enforcement, these applications used to be under the police department. Now they're under economic development, correct?
no, the police department, if you want an off-street snow emergency permit,
Okay.
you still go through the PD. If you want a temporary parking permit for that lot, you would come through economic development.
Okay.
And we'll work with PD so that they have the same list we have.
Just looking out a little further, when that parking commission is settled in and they start working on rates and turning to Councilor Fontenot's point, will they decide what the monthly fee is and then it'll come to the council to approve? We'll say
They will
this,
suggest a number and then the council will approve.
then we'll approve it.
Yeah. So
Yeah. Councilor Deja,
So are these permits here that we're reviewing tonight, are they only in force during a snow emergency, or is it all the time?
the snow emergency permits, because there'll be a mix, are only during a snow emergency. These would be anytime. So the folks will be able to park there, whether it's a snow emergency or not. But there's a finite amount too. I mean, once these are full, they're full, and we'll have to shift them to some of our other lots.
thank you. Any questions or comments? Yes, Councilor
So
Herman.
you're only issuing about 50 of these permits?
The initial run is 50, yes. We may need more depending on demand. I'm not sure exactly how many folks are actually gonna want them. We could blow through the 50 quickly, or we may just go through 35 or 40, I don't know.
Is there, yes.
I'll have a follow-up on that one then. Is this, what we're voting on tonight is just for 50? Are you going to come back to us? I don't want to see that parking lot, I don't want to see 100 spaces permitted in that parking lot, and suddenly there's no parking, no other residents that want to go downtown shopping or whatever can't park in that lot because it's all permitted.
Well, the Union Street lot's still open.
I
So, I
understand
mean, there'll
that.
still be parking there. This is more for folks, so folks with temporary parking needs can park in the Union Street lot for up to 2 hours in one location. There's one location of Union Street lot that doesn't have any restrictions. You can park there for quite a while.
Follow-up, Mr.
Yes, go
Chairman.
ahead.
I would ask that our vote tonight be on 50 spaces that you're looking to permit, and that if more spaces than that are needed, that you come back to the council and ask.
I can do
for
that.
If that's agreeable.
Yes. Is that a motion?
That's my motion.
Okay, so we're all clear on it.
It's an amendment to this.
Amendment, go ahead.
So my amendment is that we, at this point, limit these permits to 50 spots within that parking lot.
Second.
Any more discussion?
Mr. Mayor,
Yes.
I would request that when we hit the 50, that staff report back to us and tell us if that's satisfactory or not. That's all.
Thank you. Any other discussion? So we vote on the amendment. All those in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed? The ayes carry. Now we vote on,
Your Honor?
Yes.
I'm sorry to interrupt, but I did have one more question on
Sure.
the permit itself. Maybe I missed it. Is there a finite end date, or is it just whenever the parking commission is formed and makes the recommendation for next steps? But how do we manage that transition for people who are on temporary? Will they have priority for getting a permanent, or they'll all have to reapply, and are they going to be provided any notice of that, or how much notice will they have that their temporary pass is ending?
They would, There'll be a time frame where the parking commission, will be appointed, approved, and then once they start having their meetings, making recommendations, there'll be, weeks. Because I'm not quite sure if there are public hearings involved with the parking. I'm not sure how that's established, but if there is, then you have a 6-week first reading, public hearing, like that. So in that time frame, they would certainly get notice. We'll make sure they have enough notice that to make their arrangements.
Yeah, if I may, Your Honor, I just, I wouldn't want people to have these temporary permits and then because they didn't pay attention to see that there was a public hearing, they missed the
We'll have
fact
all
that
their
their permit
emails.
was expiring, right? So,
We'll have all their emails, we'll have
Okay.
a distribution list. They'll all get the same information, and the email list will provide other information too, if it's something that they all should know, like we're cleaning out the 60 Wakefield lot between 9 and 11 on Tuesday. Make sure your car's moved or you could be towed.
great.
So, yeah, that's the good thing about this is we'll be able to communicate with these folks either via email, cell phones, whatever, and we're going to ask all of them to sign up to the emergency alert texts that go out. And, we'll do our best to communicate with everybody. And this won't be something that, 1 week they have a pass, the next week they don't.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, so 50 spots, snow emergencies, free parking for up to 50 spots.
Yes.
Correct? Okay. Ready to vote on that? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Nice carry.
Thank you.
Thank you. I think you might want to stay for the next one, right? Is that you, the keys? Oh, you got it? Okay. 13.5, resolution authorizing city manager to execute the deed for 296 Rochester Hill Road in favor of the state of New Hampshire. First reading, consideration for adoption.
Okay, just
Thank
a
you.
quick explanation on this. So as many of y'all remember, we have that deal we have with the state of New Hampshire where they're going to buy 296 Rochester Hill Road to build a new courthouse. Once the courthouse is completed, the city will then be deeded the courthouse downtown by the state. A council, I don't know if it was this council or previous council, voted to approve that deal. We put together a deed for the state to review. And in reviewing, one of their requirements is they have to send it to a title insurance company. While they're reviewing it, they didn't feel that the minutes of that meeting were sufficient or the charter giving the city manager authority over the city's property was sufficient. So just to keep this process moving along, we put this resolution together for you guys to vote on tonight to specifically name the city manager as the person with the authority to execute the deed.
Thank you. Any questions?
Motion to approve.
Second.
Okay, any discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Nice carry. We don't have a non-meeting or non-public session tonight, so without objection, I adjourn the meeting.